Hey, before you start packing boxes and planning your move to Charleston, South Carolina, stop, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you approach this decision. Look, I get it. You've seen the photos, the rainbow row houses, the cobblestone streets, the waterfront sunsets. Charleston looks like a postcard. And honestly, it kind of is. But here's the thing, what the magazines and the Instagram reels don't show you are the three realities that catch most newcomers completely off guard. And I'm not talking about minor inconveniences. I'm talking about things that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in a real estate decision gone wrong, or set you back months in your job search, or leave you feeling isolated in a city you were so excited to call home. Hi, my name is Kris, and I'm a Charleston-based real estate specialist. I help families and individuals relocate here every single day. And the people who make the smoothest transitions, they knew these three things before they arrived. So let's make sure you're one of them. And if at any point in this video you realize you're closer to making a move, there's a link in the description to schedule a free, no-pressure call with me. I'll help you put together a personalized relocation game plan. No sales pitch, just honest advice. All right, let's get started with real estate, because this is where I see the most expensive mistakes happen. When most people picture buying a home in Charleston, they imagine something historic, a grand double piazza home with gas lanterns, maybe south of Broad, surrounded by centuries of history. And yes, those homes exist. But here's what nobody tells you up front. Those homes start at $2 to $3 million, sometimes more. That's not the exception. That's the entry point for that neighborhood. So if your budget doesn't have seven figures in it, that's okay. More than okay, actually, because Charleston is so much bigger than just the historic peninsula. But you need to understand there are real opportunities here and what to expect in each of those areas. Let me break it down for you. Mount Pleasant is one of the most sought-after suburbs in the entire metro. It's got great schools, easy access to beaches, and a thriving restaurant and retail scene. But that popularity comes with a price tag. Family homes in Mount Pleasant are typically averaging somewhere in the $750,000 to over $1 million right now in 2026. West Ashley sits on the other side of the West Ashley River, and it gives you a lot more house for your money. You're looking more in the $500,000 to $700,000 range for a solid family home. It's been going through a relevanization for years, and frankly, some of the best values in the Charleston market right now are sitting right there. James Island is another fantastic option. It's got that laid-back island energy, it's close to Folly Beach, and it tends to attract buyers who want proximity to downtown without paying the downtown prices. And then there's Park Circle up in North Charleston, which has become one of the most talked about neighborhoods in the entire region. It's got a creative, community-driven vibe, walkable streets, local restaurants, and it's still relatively more affordable compared to some of these other areas. But here's the catch, it's moving fast. And that brings me to the most important thing I need you to hear this market right now. Inventory is tight, especially under $600,000. If you find a well-maintained home in a desirable area at that price point, you do not have the luxury of sleeping on it. I had a client just last month who found a home They loved Park Circle. They wanted to think about it for a day, just 24 hours. And by the time they called me back, it was gone, under contract, just like that. So here's my advice. Before you ever put in Charleston to tour homes, you need to be pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. You need to understand the specific neighborhood dynamics of wherever you're targeting. And you need a local agent, someone who has their finger on the pulse of what's coming on the market, even before it hits Zillow. The dream is absolutely achievable here, but you have to be prepared to move with confidence and move quickly. Okay, let's talk about the job market, because this is honestly one of the most misunderstood things about Charleston, and it's costing some people a real poor relocation decision. The assumption I hear constantly from people here is Charleston is a tourist town, right? The economy is basically hospitality and vacation rentals. And look, tourism is a significant part of the local economy. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But if that's all you think of Charleston has to offer professionally, you are leaving a massive part of the picture out. Let me tell you what's actually driving this economy in 2026. Aerospace and advanced manufacturing. Boeing has a substantial manufacturing facility right here in the Charleston area. That single presence has created an entire ecosystem of aerospace suppliers, engineers, technical professionals who have built their careers here. If you come from a manufacturing or engineering background, this is not a small deal. Healthcare. The Medical University of South Carolina, or MUSC, is one of the largest employers in the entire state. And that's not just clinical roles. Research, administration, technology, education, MUSC and the broader healthcare network around it present thousands of jobs across a huge range of professional backgrounds. Tech and professional services. Charleston has quietly become one of the Southeast's most exciting tech scenes. Companies are relocating here, startups are launching here, and the remote work revolution has brought a wave of tech professionals who are choosing Charleston as their base. That's creating demand, and that demand is creating opportunity. Logistics and port. Charleston is one of the busiest entire East Coast, and everything that comes with a major port, logistics, supply chain, international trade, warehousing, is thriving here. So if you're in tech, healthcare, engineering, logistics, or professional services, Charleston has more for you than you might think. But, and this is a critical but, this is not a market where you passively apply to jobs online. Wait for the phone to ring. Charleston is a relationship-driven city. It has been for centuries, honestly, and that hasn't changed. The best opportunities here are filled through local connections, industry meetups, Chamber of Commerce events, and word of mouth. If you're planning a move, I strongly encourage you to start building your Charleston network right now, before you even pack a single box. LinkedIn, local Facebook groups, industry associations, get plugged in. The people who land great jobs here quickly are almost always the ones who started networking 6 months before they arrived. One more thing on jobs. Cost of living matters here. While Charleston is not the most expensive as New York, San Francisco, it is no longer the hidden bargain it was 10 years ago. Make sure you're doing a true apples-to-apples salary comparison before you take the leap. especially factoring in housing costs. Now, let's get into the one thing I think catches people most emotionally off guard, and that's the local culture and the pace of life here in Charleston. Everything you've heard about Southern hospitality, it's real. People hold doors. They say, yes, ma'am, no, sir. Your neighbors will wave at you. A stranger will strike up a full conversation with you in line at Publix about their grandkids, and you will enjoy every second of it. That warmth is genuine, and it's one of the greatest gifts of living here. But here's the part the tourism board doesn't put on the brochure. Charleston moves on Charleston time. And if you're coming from a city like New York, Chicago, Boston, or even Atlanta, this will be an adjustment. What does Charleston time actually mean in practice? It means your contractor might show up an hour after the scheduled window and not think twice about it. It means the line at the restaurant is long and nobody is rushing you through your meal. It means certain administrative processes move at a pace that will test your patience if you're not used to the big city efficiency. It means that it will take a week, somewhere might take 3 weeks. And most Charlestonians are completely fine with that. Now, I want to be clear. Once you embrace this rhythm, it's actually wonderful. Life slows down in a way that is genuinely good for your mental health, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. People here have dinner together. They sit on their porches. They're not always rushing to the next thing. There's a reason why people move here almost never want to leave. But the second thing I want to warn you about is this. The community here can feel a little standoffish at first. Charleston has deep generational roots. There are families who have lived here for hundreds of years, and there are social circles that formed decades ago that you're not just going to walk into on day one. This does not mean people aren't friendly. They are incredibly friendly. What it means is that building real deep friendship takes time and intentionality here. You have to show up constantly. You have to go to the neighborhood events, join the community organizations, get involved. Some of the best ways I've seen newcomers integrate into Charleston life: joining a local church or faith community. Charleston has a rich and active faith community across virtually every denomination, and churches here are genuinely social institutions. Local volunteer organizations, whether it's Habitat for Humanity, a food bank, or a neighborhood beautification project, showing up to give back is one of the fastest ways to meet the kind of people you want in your life. Youth sport leagues and school communities. If you have kids, this is huge. The parents you meet on the soccer sideline or at school events will become your people faster than almost anything else. Local food and art scene. Charleston has an extraordinary culinary and arts culture. Get out to local events, festivals, and markets. The people you meet there tend to be exactly the kind of folks you'll click with. Think of Charleston like this. It's not a city that throws arms openly immediately. It's a city that extends a warm handshake, and then slowly, the more time you invest, that handshake becomes a genuine embrace. And once you're in, you're in. Charlestonians are fiercely loyal to the people they love. So there you have it. The 3 things you absolutely need to know before moving to Charleston in 2026. Number 1, the real estate market is competitive diverse, and moving fast. Know your target neighborhoods, get your financing in order, and work with someone local who knows the market at a hyper-local level. Number 2, the job market is far more robust than most people expect, but most success here is built on relationships, not just resumes. Start networking before you arrive. Number 3, Charleston's culture and pace of life are genuinely beautiful, but they require patience, intentionality, and a willingness to slow down and show up. Do these things, and this city will absolutely become home. If this video helped you see Charleston in a new light, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I put out videos like this every week because I want you to have the real unfiltered picture of life here, not just the highlight reel. And if you are seriously considering a move to Charleston, I'd love to connect with you personally. There's a link in the description to schedule a free consultation with me. We'll talk through your timeline, your budget, the neighborhoods that fit your lifestyle, and I'll help you build a real game plan for your move. No obligation, no pressure, just honest experience, guidance from someone who does this every day. Charleston is a special place. Let's make sure your move here is everything you dreamed it would be. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.